Hey everyone, it's G here in Cali. Hi guys, Gay on here. It's Friday, March 2nd, 2018. Woohoo! Welcome to my daily health tip. So today I'm sharing an article from the Authority Nutrition. I'm part of the newsletter. So today's article they're talking about, which I thought was interesting to share since I am covering foods and the right way to eat, and what's in your foods is important to know as well. So what is propylene glycol in food? And is this additive safe? Okay, so that's today's topic. Let's get excited here. This isn't intent to scare anyone, and for you guys, it's just the information to share. It's just they're giving us information on what this additive is, and yes, it is in their food, so we can be aware of it. That's all. So don't get all scared and oh my gosh, I'm not gonna ever eat processed foods again, even though processed foods is not the best thing for us. However, this is just to educate us. Okay, so propylene glycol is a synthetic food additive that belongs to the same chemical group as alcohol. Okay, it is a synthetic, colorless, odorless, tasteless liquid that belongs to the same class as alcohol. It should not be confused with the toxic substance ethylene glycol. So we have propylene glycol is in foods because according to the article it is safe in our foods. However, ethylene glycol is highly toxic for humans, and it is not used in food products. So just so we're clear, so no one gets confused. We're not talking about ethylene glycol, because that's dangerous. So therefore, that's not put in our foods. But today we're talking about propylene glycol. So where and how is it used? In foods, propylene glycol may be used in the following ways: anti-caking agent for cakes. It helps to prevent food components from sticking to one another and forming clumps, such as dried soups or grated cheese. Antioxidant. It extends the shelf life of foods by protecting them against deterioration caused by oxygen. Carrier. It dissolves other food additives or nutrients to be used in processing, such as colors, flavors, or antioxidants. Dough strengthener. It modifies the starches and gluten in dough to make it more stable. Emulsifier. It prevents food ingredients from separating, such as oil and vinegar in salad dressings. Moisture preserver. It helps food maintain a stable level of moisture and stops them from drying out. Examples include marshmallows, coconut flakes, and nuts. Processing aid is used to enhance the appeal or the use of a food, for example, to make a liquid clearer. Stabilizer and thickener. It can be used to hold food components together or thicken them during and after processing. Let's see, Wendy. Hey Wendy, welcome. Woohoo! Texturizer. It can change the appearance or mouthfeel of a food. So welcome, Wendy. I think this is your first time on live. You can, if you like, you can comment to me where you're joining from. That'll be awesome. So again, we're talking about polyphenol glycol. To talk about, is this an additive? Yes, it is yes, it is in a processed foods, and is it safe? That's what this article is covering. Okay. So propylene glycol is commonly used as a food additive. It helps prevent moisture as well as dissolve colors and flavors. It's also used in some medications, cosmetic products, antifreeze, and other industrial products. Woohoo! So Wendy's in California. Hey girl, yeah, I'm in California as well. Awesome. Okay. So is it dangerous in foods? That's the whole point here, right? Is it dangerous? Propylene glycol is generally recognized as safe by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. So FDA says it is safe. In the U.S., it can be used as a direct and indirect food additive. In Europe, it is only allowed to be used in food as a solvent for colors, emulsifiers, antioxidants, and enzymes, with up to 0.45 grams per pound. Okay. So yes, so again, we're gonna get to the point. Is it dangerous? Okay, is it dangerous? So Sandy, hey Sandy, welcome. Woohoo, welcome Sandy. So we got Sandy and Wendy's on. Okay, so propylene glycol is considered generally safe by the U.S. and European authorities. There is only one documented case of toxicity caused by excessive alcohol intake. it is recommended to limit intake to 11.4 grams per pound of body weight per day. So it is in our foods, and apparently, yes, according to the FDA, yes, it's safe, and this is why it's an additive in our foods, okay? So let's talk about what are the health effects of propylene glycol, okay? Again, we're talking about propylene glycol, not ethylene. Ethylene is the one that's toxic, is dangerous, so therefore it's not put in our foods, period. But propylene glycol, because it's safe, yes, it is, the Food Administration, yes, they've given it okay that it can be used in our foods, and it is used in our processed foods, okay? All right, so is it toxic? Propylene glycol has a very low toxicity. Poisoning rarely occurs, and it is typically due to high doses of medications that contain it. Some medications do contain it, and the medications do have a higher dosage of propylene glycol. So just so you know, if you're taking medications, you can ask pharmacists, ask your doctor, is it included in the medications? Because yes, it's rarely toxic, and the amounts they use in their foods is safe. However, it is in the medications, and there are higher dosage in there, so that's where you want to be careful, is in medications. Okay, so is it dangerous for people with kidney or liver disease? In adults with normal liver and kidney function, propylene glycol is broken down and removed from the body fairly quickly. On the other hand, in people with kidney disease or liver disease, this process may not be as efficient. This can lead to a buildup of propylene glycol and lactic acid in the bloodstream, causing symptoms of toxicity. So for those of us that are healthy, we don't have kidney or liver disease, as stated here, for a healthy person, it's broken down quickly and removed from our blood, right? But for people with kidney problems or liver disease, not the same results. So if you do have a problem with your kidney or liver, then yes, you should definitely be aware and stay away from foods that have the propylene glycol, okay? So people with kidney or liver disease are not able to clear propylene glycol or lactic acid from the blood as effectively as a healthy person. When receiving very high doses of it in medications, they have an increased risk of developing toxicity. So for those, again, there's a higher dosage in medications. It doesn't tell us what medications have the propylene glycol, but again, you can ask your pharmacist, ask your doctor. So if you do have kidney or liver problems, you should not, you should stay away from this, okay? Because the fact that your liver and kidney isn't functioning as normal, it's going to build up as toxicity in your blood. So that could be a problem. Okay, what about infants and pregnant women? Okay, so pregnant women, children, and infants under 4 years of age have lower levels of an enzyme known as alcohol whatever. I can't pronounce the word. Sorry, guys. The enzyme is essential for the breakdown of propylene glycol. Okay. Therefore, these groups may be at risk of developing toxicity if they're exposed to large amounts through medication. So, if you're pregnant, kids under the age of 4, yes, again, they're talking about the medications, because it is in medications. This is where it can create toxicity in their bodies, because kids under 4, they don't, their bodies are still developing, so they can't remove the toxicity as fast as a normal person. So it can be a concern if your kids are under the age of 4 and if you're pregnant. Okay, so young children and infants are not able to process propylene glycol as effectively as adults. Therefore, they're at a risk of it building up in their bodies and developing symptoms of toxicity when exposed to high doses in medications. Okay, what about heart attacks? In vulnerable populations, high doses of propylene glycol from medications can cause problems with blood pressure and heart rate. However, there is no connection between heart problems and the amount of propylene glycol found in our diet. So again, what they're saying is, in regards to our food, it's safe, but it's the medications that we need to be concerned of. Neurological symptoms, okay? At toxic levels, propylene glycol has been found to cause seizures and severe neurological symptoms. There have also been causes of nausea, vertigo, and strange sensations. So, yes, if the toxicity if it builds up in the bloodstream, as stated here, it can cause some neurological problems. Again, make sure you check with your doctor, your pharmacist, to see if the medication does have the propylene glycol, okay? Skin and allergic reactions. Between 0.8 and 3.5% of people are allergic to propylene glycol. Common symptoms include a rash on your face and body. So because it is in our cosmetics, it's in makeups, and some of our skin products, if you are allergic to it, yes, you're going to get a rash if you use it, right? So again, check if you are, if maybe you're using skin products and you're realizing, hey, why am I breaking out? It seems like I'm sensitive or something. You have some allergic. It could be this ingredient in there that's causing that. So again, right, knowledge is power. So the propylene glycol, even though it's safe by the FDA, it's in our foods, processed foods, it's in our skin products or makeup. If you do have allergic reactions, this could be the culprit. So you never know. How can you avoid it? While propylene glycol is generally considered safe, you may still choose to avoid it if you are allergic or if you simply want to reduce your intake. It is found in many different food products and can be identified by checking the ingredients. The names it may be listed under include. So when you're checking your ingredients, these are other these are the same. It's propylene glycol, okay? So check your labels. So here are different ways that it's listed. Of course, propylene glycol is, that's there, or it could be propylene glycol mono and diester, or it could be E, the letter E is in Edward, 1520, or just the number 1520. So if you see that on your product, your makeup, whatever, it does have the propylene glycol, okay? Common foods include soft drinks, marinades and dressings, cake mix, frosting, popcorn, food coloring, fast foods, bread, and dairy products. So these are the products where the propylene glycol is used, as an additive in our foods, okay? Unfortunately, the propylene glycol is used as a carrier or solvent for another additive, such as flavor or color, instead of a direct ingredient. It may not be listed on the food label. However, the majority of foods containing it are highly processed junk foods. By consuming a fresh, healthy, whole foods diet, you can avoid most sources without too much trouble. So this is